How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to talk about how to find the best CBD product for you and your needs. So, if you have a local issue like a injured knee, surgery you're recovering from, pain in a specific area, skin issue that's sectioned to a certain part of your body, and topical can be a very easy decision to make. Unfortunately, most problems are systemic and not local, and therefore require a little bit more intensive usage and a little bit more complex method of treatment. So, most people gravitate towards the tinctures. Tincture is a very middle of the road application. It's going to last a while. It's going to absorb faster than an edible. CBD oil has become synonymous with CBD in general. And people really gravitate towards the different oil-based products. They're very easy to use. They're very easy to measure the exact dosage. You can use it sublingually, so it's going to go underneath your tongue, and that way it's going to absorb directly into your bloodstream and bypass the filtration of the liver, which is very advantageous. So you can get that efficient absorption you want and bang for your buck as far as the cannabinoids that you're paying for. A great thing about tinctures as well is not only will they absorb sublingually, but they'll also inevitably, some of it is going to be swallowed down, go through your digestive tract, and then have the same benefits that an edible would through the gut absorption into the lymph and the immune system. We're going to have some fantastic immunomodulatory effects, actually stopping your immune system from potentially releasing pro-inflammatory cytokines that actually signal the body to create inflammation and start the inflammatory process. Now, if you're looking for something to absorb a little bit faster than a tincture, a vape cartridge can be a fantastic option. And if you're at all open to it, I highly recommend that you try a vape product, particularly a vape cartridge, because they're just so fast and efficient. It's really a fantastic way to get a much clearer understanding of the different cannabinoids and the different ratios and what they're like. Because as they dump into your bloodstream through your lungs immediately, it's just the most visceral effect. So you're gonna feel it immediately. You're gonna feel it in your brain. You're gonna feel it in your gut, and it's gonna be palpable to the point where you have a much deeper understanding of those cannabinoids that you're utilizing. For example, my father, for a long time, struggled to perceive any benefit from the 500 milligram or 1,000 milligram tinctures that I was giving him. And finally he came to me really just open hand, looking for help. And I sat him down and I said, "Dad, try this vape cartridge. You're skeptical about it, but it's going to make you understand what CBD can do and that it is working and having some kind of effect." And he hit that vape cartridge and immediately looked down on it and exclaimed, "Wow," was very impressed with the effects. And then from there, was more able to perceive the benefit from the tincture because it is more subtle, and just having that understanding and that potent example of what it is you're looking for and what that effect of CBD actually is really can help you kind of better appreciate it in something that might be more subtle, like an edible or like a tincture. And that leads me into the kind of final category, which is an edible. Edibles are great because you can sneak them to your kids or your parents or grandparents that might be a little bit skeptical. They're also a delicious treat. Really easy to add in the middle of the day or with a meal, preferably eggs for the fats and the lecithin content. But the thing about the edibles is you're only absorbing about 6% of the cannabinoids, perhaps even less, maybe a little more if it's a fatty edible. But that absorption is pretty poor compared to a tincture, which is about 17 to 20%, or a vape cartridge, which is 30 to 45%. You can see a significant increase in cannabinoid absorption from the more efficient methods. But some people really can't stand a different type of CBD product, and so they're quite happy with the edibles, and they are very delicious for sure. We actually offer a cannabinoid enhancer tablet that you can take along with an edible to greatly enhance the benefits of the edible. You can also take it with a tincture or a vape cartridge, and it's going to be fantastic for maximizing the benefits that you get from any of those products. And I'll definitely do a video talking much more extensively about that in the future. We've actually just started to offer some mouth spray formulations, and those mouth sprays are not only great for freshening your breath, they also atomize the CBD solution, which helps coat the oral mucosa with that cannabinoid solution and maximize absorption because you're going to have the most surface area. That can be really fantastic. They're small and portable. It's another great way to get your CBD, and kind of bridges the gap between the edible and the tincture, the convenience and deliciousness of the edible with that superior absorption of the tincture. So that can be a great option as well. You wouldn't even know that there was any cannabinoids in it. So if any one of those categories is very appealing to you, you should definitely look into the subsequent videos that I'm going to make, delving more deeply into those categories and giving the in-depth descriptions about those products to help you find specifically within those categories about which product might be ideal for you. But to start, it's more thinking about how you're going to use a CBD product, what you're using it for. For example, if you want the cognitive benefits of CBD, you definitely don't want to use a topical because it's not going to enter your bloodstream. It's really not going to affect your head in any sort of significant way, although potentially indirectly through the gut and the immune system. The most directly cognitive affecting product that is out there is the vape cartridges or flower. It's going to go through your lungs, into your bloodstream, and through the blood-brain barrier in order to influence your cognition, help relieve anxiety, stress, clear your mind of any clutter, help you focus at the task at hand. If you're looking for a little bit of the cognitive benefit and a little bit of the physiological benefits, then tincture, mouth spray could be fantastic. Edible also works for that, but is inferior to the tincture and mouth spray. And if you have a local area that's in pain, discomfort, some inflammation, some tenderness, topical can be great for you. Combining different product can be fantastic as well. For example, a tincture and a vape cartridge can really be the perfect duo for a number of things, for people's pain and inflammation, for stress and anxiety. You do the tincture in the beginning of the day, and that can help kind of set a baseline level of cannabinoids, upregulate your endocannabinoid tone, and help kind of have more sustained effect throughout the day. Whereas the vape cartridge could be used to kind of fill in the gaps in the midst of that day. Perhaps there's a moment of extreme stress where it's breaking through the effect of the tincture and superseding, the benefits of that tincture. Then you can use a vape cartridge for a temporary measure in order to maximize the effect of those cannabinoids and immediately put to rest that anxiety. So having both of those on hand can be really great in order to kind of get both of the benefits of those two categories. And the same thing can be said with the topicals as well. If you're in pain, if you're recovering from an injury, you can use a topical to treat that specific area, but then you might also want to use something like a vape cartridge or like a tincture that's going to get into your bloodstream, that's going to go more directly into your gut and your immune system and help modulate those inflammatory signaling molecules and stop them from being created at the source. So that way you can inhibit the pro-inflammatory cytokines around the area of injury while also helping to reduce their production in your gut. And those can be really effective means of combining different products. So sometimes a combination can be much more effective. Pretty much always a combination can be much more effective than an individual product, especially because there's always rate limiting factors for each product type and each method of absorption. You only have so much skin on your body, and I'm assuming most people aren't going to coat their entire body in a cream, and you can only take one hit out of a vape cartridge at a time and take so many hits out of that vape cartridge until it starts to dry your throat out. And every method of absorption is going to have a limit on the surface area, and the absorption is going to be limited by a number of factors with each means. And by using multiple products simultaneously or in the same day or around the same time, you can kind of overcome some of those rate limiting factors by having it entering through a number of methodologies and then maximize the benefits that you're receiving from those products. So stay tuned. If any of those product types really gravitates to you, please check out the subsequent videos. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Give us a call, send us an email, reply in the comments. We're happy to answer any questions that you have, and we love that you're here and engaged. Have a great day, guys.